Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blissfully Unaware Special E3 Edition with Jon and Devon.
Hello.
Hello. That's Devon right there. Minus Bobby today. No Bobby. Well, mostly because, he couldn't make it, and he doesn't know anything about video games. But hey, big news. Lots of big news. Of course, E3 was not last week, the week before, right?
Yeah. Somewhere around there.
Yeah, somewhere around there. We don't know dates. Dates are for pansies anyway. But lots of games. Lots of game news. Of course, biggest news probably coming from Bethesda.
Yep.
We're going to touch on that. A little tease for that. It's what you call in the biz a tease. I'm going to talk about that later in the show. But, of course, news from one of your favorite games, Dark Souls.
Absolutely. Excited.
Dark Souls 3. That's all this man can ever talk about. He is legitimately obsessed. Like, I'm a little worried for him. But
it's consumed my life.
Let's go ahead and talk about a game that a big part of both of our childhoods. Kingdom Hearts 3. Finally, some gameplay.
I know. They've been hinting at it for a while, for the last couple of years.
Yeah, they announced Kingdom Hearts 3 pre-PS4 and Xbox One launch. They just basically, if I remember correctly, they just kind of said Kingdom Hearts 3. That was it.
Yeah, I know they talked about it, though. End of PS2 and the first Xbox era, whenever Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, they were...
Yeah, it was supposed to come out for PS3, I believe, but it just...
They were hinting
There's always working on something else, whether it's one of those crappy Final Fantasy games that they always try to force on you, or Final Fantasy, the new, online, that you said you played a little bit?
Yes. That's something we can get into maybe a little different day, maybe talk about MMOs one day, but yes, Kingdom Hearts 3. I remember reading, I think it was Game Informer back at the end of PS2 era, and it showed little pictures of the concept that they had for the story, and it looks like they've pretty much stuck with the concept, but have drawn away from it quite a bit.
In case of anyone out there who is unfamiliar with Kingdom Hearts, it's basically a mixture of Final Fantasy characters with Disney characters. It's a hybrid. You play as a Sora, legendary Keyblade Master or whatever. You start off in a little island, play with some Final Fantasy characters, and eventually you're picked up with Donald and Goofy. You go on a big adventure through lots of Disney worlds. If I remember correctly, though, they don't really go to any Final Fantasy worlds.
They go to some Final Fantasy-esque worlds, but they've never truly committed. Well, no, they really haven't. But they definitely did not lack on a lot of Final Fantasy skills and a lot of Final Fantasy characters.
Definitely,
so I think it makes up for it there.
Well, one of my favorite bosses from the game is both the Sephiroth battles. Yeah.
We won't get into that. But
did you ever beat him? Did you ever beat Sephiroth?
Yes, I did. After grueling hours of just trying to get everything I could, I finally went back and beat him after my 56th try. But it's a very exciting game. It's a very exciting time for that. I think it's a great time to bring back that game. I'm interested. I've watched the trailer. I've watched the screenshot or seen the screenshots. I'm interested to see the combinations of keyblades that you get. It looks like almost each keyblade has a different style that you can use with it.
Yeah, it seems like they're bringing in more modern RPGs with this game, and hey, I like it. I'm all right with that.
Yeah, sticking with its base. Now, we won't get too deep into it. I know that Kingdom Hearts, they're still doing a lot of development with it. They haven't even announced a release date. I'm hoping maybe here in the next year or so.
If I had to guess, I'm going to say holiday season of next year.
Yes.
And when we listen to this a year from now, we're going to find out how wrong I really am.
Well, true. I mean, watch him be stuck back for another 5 years. That sucks so bad. I'd be so pissed. I just want to know what happens.
Now, do you think they're going to end with Kingdom Hearts 3? Do you think it's going to end with the trilogy, or do you think they're going to try to keep going?
I think Sora's story is going to end there. I think the universe itself will probably continue to exist. I mean, you saw how many... Unfortunately, I never got to play any of like the handheld versions, but I know I don't necessarily think they strayed away from Sora's story, but they did a lot of plot fillers. A lot of questions were asked, especially from the jump from 1 to 2 for players who never played the handhelds.
Yeah.
There was a lot of questions I had, but I think they're gonna.
Quick trivia: who plays the voice of Sora?
Oh man, I can think of his name. I can't think of his name. He played in that one fucking Lion movie.
The Lion movie?
Yeah, he went to like his uncle's house and they pretty much bought a whole zoo. Oh, I cannot. Haley Joel Osment. Haley Joel Osment. Very good. He looks fat and unhealthy now.
Yeah. But
I'll show you a picture. He looks like he's had some rough years.
No. There's a new movie of his on Netflix.
Yes,
Sex Ed, I believe, and
yes,
he doesn't look like how he did in The Sixth Sense.
He's not seeing dead people anymore.
No,
he doesn't
he's
have
seeing
to
a
worry
lot of
about
donuts, is what he's seeing. But
he's 27. He's short. He's 5'4".
He's only 5'4"?
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's all right.
But yeah, talking about Kingdom Hearts, Square Enix, let's go ahead and touch on a game very close to my heart, very close to my childhood. Very first RPG I actually played. And that would be, they are remaking Final Fantasy VII.
Yes.
Lots of die-hard fans very happy that this is finally happening.
You know, I won't. I think it's a great thing that they're doing that they're rebooting 7. I wish maybe they would have hit. I mean, I get 1, 2, and 3 are all great games and how they are, but maybe if they rebooted those two.
If they remade another one besides 7, I would want it to be Final Fantasy VI. I don't know if you ever played it.
No, I did not.
If you still have a PlayStation 2, I need to let you borrow it.
It's somewhere around here. Maybe in California. I don't know.
Yeah, it's somewhere around here in California.
But, yeah, a little disappointment on my side of the house just because they're talking about it not being fully released until 2017.
Yeah.
It's hard to run
but I get that. They got to tweak everything. They've got to pretty much redo it all. I mean, I'm hoping maybe they add a little bit more story portions to it.
From what I saw, they're not going to add anything. It's strictly going to be everything that you could do in the original game, just updated.
I can't remember off the top of my head. Wasn't there a cross-dressing portion?
There is, very early in the game, where you have to try to get into this mansion when you're still in, what's the name of the, it's like, not sectors, but, Midgar is where you're in.
Oh, okay.
Midgar. But,
yeah.
Holy crap, I just pulled that out of my butt. But yeah.
Looks like they're adding a lot. Voice acting is going to come back with it, or going to be added to it.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to use the same characters, because a few years ago they had a game called Final Fantasy VII Advent Children.
Yes, actually, right here. Voice acting is also likely to be added, hopefully using their already established actors from blah, 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 Advent Children, and other titles where the characters have appeared. Well, if they're bringing back Kingdom Hearts, they had Cloud in, was it 1? Or was it 2?
He was in both. He was in both.
Yeah. So, I mean, if they're bringing back, if he's coming back in 3, hopefully they'll have the same voice actor that they did. Because I thought the voice actor who did Cloud in 1 and 2 was pretty great.
Yeah. Quick trivia for you. Do you know who played the voice of the genie in Kingdom Hearts?
Robin Williams, man.
Not in the game.
No? He did a damn good job then.
It is the voice, I believe, how do you pronounce his name? Dan Castellaneta? Something like that? Voice of Homer from The Simpsons.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah, they're both got kind of similar voices.
Yeah, that, and he can just do pretty much any voice.
That's true. Poor Robin Williams.
But yeah, so Final Fantasy VII fans are finally getting the long-awaited
Yes.
remake
And
that they've been... Are you excited about it?
I am. I think it's legitimate. I haven't really been interested in Final Fantasy these past few years. I think the last one I played was with, was it 12? That was... Man, I can't remember. It was the open RPG. Essentially not where you keep running and an enemy appears. It's the one where all enemies are on the battlefield.
Yeah.
I think that was 12. I can't... Because I think 11 was the MMO.
Yeah.
So, I haven't... Oh, Dirge of Cerberus. That was probably the other one I played, but I can't really count that as Final Fantasy.
No, I believe it was Final Fantasy Dirge of Cerberus, right?
Yeah, but it was
a Final Fantasy game. Why not?
It was that DMC, the Devil May Cry mix with it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I have no issues with
I never
that.
actually played it.
It was decent. It was pretty good when I played it. But then again, that was years ago.
True.
I think it was a few months before Kingdom Hearts 2 came out. But needless to say, Final Fantasy VII is going to be... I think it'll be great. Its core gamers will come back. Because I think a lot of gamers from that era have stopped gaming and have found reasons not to play games. Maybe they'll bring some of the gamers back.
To me, that's a great game that I'll be able to... my wife Alicia, she's starting to play some video games. She's playing Skyrim right now.
Oh, God.
And, yeah, such a good game. And I think that's a game that she would actually love to... Yeah, see? Awesome game. But I think that's a game that she would love to play or watch play just because, she loves Disney.
Yeah, and that's the same with my wife. She might get interested. Hell, my kid might even.
Yeah, I mean,
For Kingdom Hearts,
a game that your kid can actually watch, as opposed to close your eyes. I'm about to decapitate.
Be playing
this poor...
Dark Souls. Don't get me wrong, she's watched me play Dark Souls.
But speaking of Dark Souls, I know you were very excited whenever you saw the new teaser trailer for Dark Souls 3.
I am ecstatic. Now, I hopped into the series on Dark Souls 2. Now, was that the right move to make? No, I've tried playing Dark Souls 1 before, and it was extremely brutal. So I came back to the series in Dark Souls 2 at launch. I had a blast with it. And so I actually went back and played through Dark Souls 1. And I'm about halfway through 1 because I keep hitting a roadblock.
You've never beaten 1.
I've spoiled it for myself. My buddies told me about the game. So I know a lot of stuff that happens in 1.
But the main thing with Dark Souls is punishing yourself and actually...
Oh, man. 2, so I actually played 2 once, and then I had a little break, and then they released Scholar of the First Sin, and I came back and played it on my PC. I was playing PC, Scholar of the First Sin. And I think at one point I was sitting in my room for about a week just playing Dark Souls 2, and my wife finally came in and was like, Are you okay? Get out! I gotta finish it! Make me a sandwich! I gotta do this! Bring me a beer!
After you said that, she went ahead and punched you in the throat, but...
she went ahead and was a little pissy all night. But anyways, getting back to Dark Souls. Dark
I feel
Souls
like
3.
I need to be Dr. Phil. Do you want to talk about that?
No, I don't. I just want to play Dark Souls. That's my therapy.
Okay, fair play.
So it looks great. I watched the trailer. Dark Souls 3 is bringing some new mechanics in. Miyakaze? I can't remember his name.
You always say it right whenever you're actually just talking to me.
I know. I can't remember his name right now. So the original director for Dark Souls 1 is actually coming back for Dark Souls
Miyazaki?
3. But we can
start
we can
saying
expect
Japanese names.
Yeah.
Hiroko Saki.
He's bringing back some new stuff. I'm hoping to see maybe some elements of Bloodborne. That's a whole different topic of its own. I'm hoping we could see some elements of Bloodborne in there. Bloodborne itself is more, as some people have called it, arcade Souls. Fast-paced. Enemies are... Dodge is much more needed in Bloodborne. I'm hoping to see maybe some of the more dodging come into Dark Souls 3. Miyazaki? That's what it is. Miyazaki, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to sound like a dumbass. I already said I would, but...
Did I say Miyazaki? Is that what I said?
Miyazaki? Right now there's rumored to be 15 original bosses. Wait, what? Did I just confuse myself?
Don't worry, I'll edit this to where you
cool.
sound like a genius.
Alright, so there's going to be some more bosses. There's going to be pretty much 45 new types of enemies, which is awesome. PvP is going to kind of drastically change. They're going to go from sacrifices, being able to sacrifice, I'm not 100% sure, minions or some sort of enemy player.
Oh, is this going to be like a Despicable Me crossover?
Yes. Prepare to see 45 different types of minions.
No, I like
Despicable Me.
I like it.
Miyazaki is actually bringing back, he's bringing in over an hour of cutscenes, which for those who have played the Souls series is actually outstanding.
Because they typically only do cutscenes during a boss battle, basically just showing you what the next boss is going to be, right?
Yeah.
I've only played, myself, I've only played about 10 hours of the original Dark Souls, and then I just wanted to shoot myself in the face.
Well, that tends to happen.
Yeah.
So it looks like, though, this is going to be set way in the future in Drangleic. It looks like there's some areas from 1 and 2 that are going to appear again. The biggest thing to take away from here is Miyazaki is going to probably bring back the central hub, hopefully, like he did in Bloodborne in the original, or Demon Souls. I'm hoping he does that. And then, not so many, and 2, there was a bad issue of so many teleports. So I'm hoping that's what he brings to it. Hopefully we're looking at a potential release in 2016.
But I think you'd be okay with waiting maybe till later in the year, because you still get plenty of
my life's gonna be
DLC just for not Demon Souls, Bloodborne.
Yes, Bloodborne is my baby.
But let's go ahead and go to
moving on.
That's been in production hell for 7 years? Bobby touched on it last week, talking about it a little bit.
Actually, yeah, 7 years.
The Last Guardian. Finally, like each year since the original year that it was announced, it's supposed to come out for PS3. Of course, Last Guardian, I believe it's a Team Eco project from the team that brought you Eco and Shadow of the Colossus. Only thing I really know is the adorable bird dog thing.
The freaking
play as a little kid.
Yeah, bird dog thing. That whole little series. Now I've only played Shadow of the Colossus. I've been meaning to. I have the HD remakes for my PS3. Unfortunately, my PS3 burnt out, so I've got to play Eco here soon. But it's the trilogy. If you don't know, the trilogy: Shadows of the Colossus, Eco, and The Last Guardian. Now, Last Guardian, I'm kind of unaware of what it's going to entail. I didn't actually watch the trailer for it.
Basically, from what I've seen, it's following a boy who's trying to escape from some place, some ruins, and basically the bird dog is trying to help you get out. Which, if you played in the other games, basically it's going to be environmental puzzles, I'm guessing?
Yes.
And,
yes.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping that it looks like, man, there's a game, Papo and Yo?
Sounds like an awesome rap duo from the 90s.
Well, it was a game about, I believe it was a little girl. I can't remember. I played it when I was deployed. It was a little girl, and she had this giant creature. I can't remember the creature for the life of me, but she pretty much had to use this creature to do environmental puzzles. So I'm hoping there's a lot of that in there with Bird Dog here. But I'm also hoping it maybe brings back some Shadow of the Colossus stuff.
Which I loved Shadow of the Colossus. It was basically Shadow of the Colossus is you just play this dude. Not much is told. Very almost, bringing from modern day, it's almost kind of Demon Souls-esque, where you just kind of doesn't really give you story. You just kind of like go kill this boss.
Or
no real reason.
This is actually interesting. This is an interesting little theory I just thought of. So in Shadows of the Colossus, you go out and destroy 13, 14 giants.
Colossus.
And at the end of the game, spoiler for anybody who has not played Shadows of the Colossus.
Well, it's been, like 12 years?
Yeah, so I mean, anyone who hasn't played it, at the end of the game, there's essentially like your character becomes evil. You play the bad guy.
I think you were evil the whole time. You're not told that.
Well, you're trying to save your wife or whoever she was. It's been a while since I played
girlfriend or chick.
But she's dying. You have to go out and kill these guardians, I guess you could call them.
Is it the last guardian?
God, so I'm working towards that. You essentially are reborn into this demon baby, I guess, and that's where Eco takes place. You go through Eco. I'm hoping maybe in this one, The Last Guardian, you are kind of in the same realms of Shadows of the Colossus.
They are calling it a trilogy. So they got to find a way to mesh all these games.
I'm hoping maybe The Last Guardian's a new giant, and you're just helping. This guardian is assigned to you, and you're just kind of helping him grow or communicate, and maybe give rebirth to the guardians that grandpa, father, son, whatever destroyed.
I'm going to play regardless because I love Shadow so much. But
yeah, I agree.
But no release date, I don't think, was given for it.
No.
We're just lucky. I think, just kind of.
No, it's luck. It'll probably get stuck back in development hell.
No, it's gonna come out for the PS6. Look forward in 2034.
Woo!
But I know you didn't play these games, but they announced, or as a Kickstarter, basically testing to see is there actually a market for it. But Shenmue 3 was announced. In case you don't know, Shenmue it's an open world adventure game. And basically, it consists of an open I'm reading this off of Wikipedia. Open 3D environments and interspread with brawler battles and quick time events. It includes elements of role playing, life simulation. Has a day and night system, weather effects, and you basically go. You can run into people like they're walking around in their everyday life, and arcades, mini games, all kinds of fun stuff. I just remember I loved playing the game. I can't
I'll have to
remember
check it
anything
out.
about it, but
I read the Ask Me Anything on Reddit about it. A very reliable source there, but the director came out and was saying that if he gets enough money from the Kickstarter, that they want to do the full works with it, open world, hopefully something along the lines of like The Witcher 3 coming out.
Which I believe they hit their goal within like a couple days, if that, and then finally Sony's like, oh yeah, we'll go ahead and do it. We'll go ahead and start backing it. So that's probably already, they're probably already well into production, only now they have the money to actually complete it. But let's see, it was a release for the original Dreamcast. The only Dreamcast.
No wonder I didn't have a Dreamcast.
Yeah. But I think they re-released it on Xbox, if I'm remembering correctly.
Didn't have an Xbox either.
Oh. It was sad.
I was just a Sony child.
My mommy didn't love me.
With my Crash Bandicoot.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all.
But don't really know a whole lot more about that. But,
Here's one I want to talk about.
Go for it.
Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, pushing its way. It is barreling down. Like, it is coming soon at the end of the year. And I think it'll end the story great, blah, blah, blah. I think it's going to be one of the greater games of the year alongside The Witcher. Now, they gave a 6-minute E3 trailer, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. You know that, so they're using their new Fox engine. Most of you got to play Ground Zeroes, I'm sure, a year ago.
Yeah, we got to pay the, $30, $40 demo, right?
Yeah, which, I mean, I still played the crap out of. And
yeah.
You know,
I turn around. There was a lot of people, though, that were...
What, a month ago it was free on the PSN market?
Yeah.
Bastards.
Which, I still think that whenever the game comes out, if you purchased Ground Zero, which surely there's a way they can somehow track that, especially since it's connected to my account. If I just purchase the game on the PlayStation Network, I should be able to get $20 off the game.
Yeah, that would be a good marketing strategy, but right now Konami's in a little bit of a funk.
That's a whole nother podcast right there.
I just want to... So, they were demoing it at E3. Some of the stuff I want to talk about. So, there's going to be a central hub, like a base that you can go back to. It looks like there's going to be microtransactions to expand your base while still being able to do the free-to-play grindy thing.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff I want to talk about... so, there's about 19 different facts that people were noticing from the demo. One of the big things is your relationship grows with your partners when you do missions with them. Mm-hmm. So hopefully there's a lot more extensiveness there, and being able to fill in some backstories. You can actually play as other players in the mission whenever you pick up people. So I'm hoping maybe you can play as like Ocelot or Raiden, whatever. We had this issue our last podcast with Mortal Kombat.
We can never get it right the first time. 'Cause you can either play as Raiden or Liu Kang in the new Metal Gear. And,
so there's something called a Fulton. It's actually, for those who don't know what the Fulton is, if you watch the Dark Knight, it's what Batman uses, that big AC-130 coming through, the big-ass plane coming through.
Nice.
Picks up Batman. With the pretty much hook.
Now, has it been confirmed? Is Batman a playable character in Metal Gear?
Might have to play the Arkham Knight to find that out.
Okay, fair play.
But you can use the Fulton to actually pick up items or pick up soldiers and pick up animals even to bring them back to your base. The animals are a zoo. Soldiers may bring in new weapons. Yeah, you can have a zoo.
I need to start looking more into this. I had no idea about that.
At your base. But I think the biggest and exciting thing I'm ready for is an open world Metal Gear Solid. Being able to approach.
Now, what are they supposed to be doing with the multiplayer?
I'm hoping they bring... they haven't really said anything, I hope.
So I wonder, is the multiplayer going to be open world?
I've got to send you something real quick, but it's just a pretty badass image I found. I don't know, because they had the MGO, Metal Gear Online, with 4, and I don't know, maybe they might. Like I said, I haven't really heard too much from it.
Yeah, it's definitely a game that I'm picking up. But speaking of 4, E3, they showed...
Do it.
That's right.
Do it. Announce it.
Uncharted 4.
Oh, what the fuck? It's not...
No, I know what you're thinking of.
No, I'm excited about...
You're so disappointed when I said Uncharted.
I am a little bit of...
But yeah.
Okay, yeah, Uncharted 4.
No. You go ahead and talk about we'll talk about that later.
No. We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about Nathan Drake. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Fucking Nathan Drake.
I don't think they really announced too much more about it. They just kind of showed a brief gameplay, which looked awesome.
I remember
between Drake and Sully, and
Yeah, actually, that was cool. I like that. That there was actually that doesn't feel like there's silence. You know, when you're being attacked by a giant machine gun, you know, you're going to expect for people to freak out or do whatever. And I think they did a great job of maybe having the banter. I'm hoping that banter. I think they've always had the kind of small banter with Drake throughout the games. But seeing them interact with people, because you always get your buddy missions, is awesome. Yeah. And it looked almost like it was open world-ish, because it looked like there's a lot of routes you could take while driving that vehicle. I also watched, it was a few months back, before I actually got home, of an Uncharted trailer. And the combat, just with Drake alone fighting people, just seems so smooth. The way he dodges and rolls and does his action moves is awesome. I think they've always done a great job about that. You know, but it's Naughty Dog. I wouldn't expect anything less. No.
But yeah.
What you having a little chuckle over there about?
Yeah, what are you laughing about over there?
Having yourself a wee little chuckle.
Oh. She froze someone. Who is that? She froze Khajiit, and his as he's frozen, he frees him, fall over. His tail was just flapping about. And my wife, ladies and gentlemen, love you, baby.
So, Uncharted 4, excited for. When did it say? I think it still has that spring 2016.
Yeah,
that's when it's.
So my guess would be.
Thank God.
My guess would be. I think they usually release right around May or June.
Yeah, which is perfect. Hopefully, maybe Dark Souls 3 isn't out by then.
For my birthday, yes.
Dark Souls 3 will override any game that comes out.
Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, Devin is doing the math in his head. How long do I have to play? It's been a few months on that, a few weeks on that. Yeah, okay.
No, I'll probably spend a whole year on Dark Souls 3.
It's true. But before we touch on what we all really come here to talk about, let's go ahead and talk. Xbox One has announced that they are going to start backwards compatibility. Now,
yes.
Is that something we really need at this point?
We kind of talked about this the other day. I think that
I can only think of a handful of games from the previous generation that I would actually want to repurchase, or because at this point, for one thing, me and you, we don't have an Xbox One.
No,
we have a PS4, so it doesn't really affect us anyway. But
well, it does make me a little salty. And in a way, it does make me a little salty.
Well, to me, I want to basically say, okay, you clearly are able to do this. Why didn't you do this at launch?
Yeah, I'm kind of on the border on it. I kind of say yes, do it. No, don't do it. Reasoning behind that is a lot of games on the Xbox market right now. From the last time I booted up my Xbox 360, are a metric ton of indie games. Mm-hmm. A ton of indie games. Now, you have your hits. You have your Gears. I think that if they did it more like get your top games that sold and bring them over, I think that would be a much better, much more effective system. Yeah, but they don't want to do
that because they want to do an HD remake, charge you $60 and make more money off of it.
That's true. I will give you that. Now, the reason I'm salty about it is because, PS4 is doing a rental service for some of their backwards compatibility games, which, I mean, let's be honest, they say it's not backwards compatibility, but it really is.
Yeah, I mean, they're able to do it, they just chose not to, which I understand why, because if they, if they made it backwards compatible, then you're going to have, I'll just bring these games over here, play it over here, instead of, let's, remake the game, make it a little bit cleaner, slap an HD remake sticker on it, and make another $50.
Yeah, and I don't think that's the right way to go about it. But it's not, and I don't understand why this is such a mind-blowing ordeal for Xbox to bring back backward compatibility.
Well,
it's not. It's
not
a revolution.
Xbox is still trying to win back the people. Back when they first announced Xbox One, when they said that you're not going to be able to trade in, or you're not going to be able to buy used games. There's not going to be any used games. Basically, whenever you buy the game, it's going to be tied to your account. You cannot trade it in. They originally announced that, and then almost immediately backed out because they got so much flack. So they're still trying to find ways to make people happy.
But I think you're right. I think if this was something that they had planned on doing, I mean, maybe I think they should have announced it with the system. Yeah, maybe it wasn't fully in the works, like maybe it wasn't fully functional, but still announce it with it and say, hey, we're still going to bring it to you, just give us some time on it.
Yeah. Something they could have done, but they chose not to. End of rant. So let's go ahead and talk about what everyone in the gaming universe is talking about. Bethesda's E3. They had their own day.
Hey, they might as well. That whole freaking E3 might have just been called Bethesda Day.
Yeah, which I'm okay with. Of course, which I find strange. 4 or 5 days before E3, for some reason they decide to announce Fallout 4 before E3.
Well, we'll get to Fallout 4. We'll hold out on Fallout 4. Let's talk about Dishonored. Actually,
Dishonored 2 announced.
We'll get to Fallout 4. Don't you worry your pretty little head.
No, I'm just worried about why they announced it for E3.
Might as well just call it Bethesda Week. Just slap it on.
I'm okay with that.
So Dishonored 2, for those who didn't play the first game, is kind of what do we say? Kind of like a BioShock.
It's like BioShock meets Fallout-ish.
In a way, yeah.
Because
the art direction.
It's almost like, it's got the BioShock art direction, but it has, you have powers in a sense, so it's almost kind of Skyrim-ish. It's like
it's a mix of all. It's definitely it plays on
fan theory where they're basically saying. I remember the other day when I mentioned what if Fallout was a blended universe with the Elder Scrolls, and they basically this guy made a connection between all 3 games. It was really interesting. You should look it up.
That'd be really, really cool. Dishonored 2 looks like the world's going to change up a little bit. The graphics that they're showing looks outstanding.
Yeah,
I mean, even in the original game, they still look great. But it definitely has a BioShock feel to it. It's all right. Never hurts to have more games like that.
It's going to fill the void of no BioShock, which they're still making BioShock games, just not. They're still going to be making BioShock games,
but not by the same studio, right?
No. What's his name? I'm blanking on his name. All I can think of is Todd Howard, but he's the one who makes Fallout.
Yeah, he's that guy.
Yeah, I can look him up real quick, but yeah, his team split up.
Yeah, because they had their minds blown from fucking Infinite. I had mind blown. But they excited about it. Bethesda had a great showcase that they showed off, honestly. Dishonored 2, they had the small trailer out for, I think that me and John can agree, we'll probably post the trailers in the video. I mean, or if you're on YouTube.
They can YouTube, but I'm not going to do extra work for them.
Okay, well, it's a little bit of laziness on one end, but all right.
Yeah.
So the ramping up to Fallout 4, just to get even more excited, Doom 4.
Doom 4, more 4s, everything.
Everything's a 4 this year. Doom pretty much got overhauled.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And it's funny, Doom was sort of as big of a franchise as that was, it kind of fell under the radar a little bit this year.
It had its cult following for a while. But I think with the new trailers that they launched and some of the new gameplay that they played, Doom 4 is going to be a high contender. Oh, and it's also out next spring. God, spring's going to suck for me. God damn it. No, Doom 4, if you haven't seen the gameplay demo, you need to watch it. That brings back a lot of iconic weapons, a lot of iconic enemies.
And it has the classic door sound.
Mm-hmm. So, some of your, the weapons that they're bringing back, original Doom weapons, shotgun, super shotgun, plasma rifle, chainsaw, chain gun, heavy assault rifle, and rocket launcher, those are the ones that they're showing off in the showcase. I don't know, maybe, hopefully, they add some more, maybe expand the universe on the weapons a little bit.
That'll be okay.
The gore is top-notch. It's a very gory game.
Always has been, always will be.
Probably will not play this one around my daughter.
Well, let's be honest. You probably won't play this by yourself, though. You're gonna have to have someone there. Cause,
God, no! I'm sucking it up, and I'm doing
Are
it.
You? Good for you.
Yes. So
because if I remember correctly, you said you never played a Silent Hill game.
No, and that's just that came with age and Silent. I played PT, man. Come on.
But did you play it by yourself?
No,
you didn't.
So two exciting
forced my
things.
wife to sit beside me and watch her tremble in fear.
She fed me warm milk and rubbed my stomach afterwards.
Aw, that's cute.
I know. Two things I'm really excited about for Doom, though, is for those who played Time Splitters in the past, Snap Map is you're going to be able to create your own maps, do a lot of things with that, being able to, be able to make your own missions, multiplayer games, stuff like that. Essentially, Bethesda went all out with it, and I'm excited to see a map creator back. We haven't had a map creator in a game in a long time.
No, the only one I can really think of is, Halo? Which I never played.
Halo, which, is an Xbox game that I truly never really got into, maybe Reach.
No, I never played. I've
get
owned
assaulted.
Halo games and never actually played them, really.
I'm going to get assaulted now because I said that.
Oh, yeah.
Good knowing you, John.
We're both going to be murdered now.
Doom, though, Doom has co-op from what they were talking about. They didn't really show it off in the gameplay. Multiplayer, and then the single-player campaign, which looks phenomenal. But that is Doom 4, and spring
Let's talk about what everyone
216.
Everyone wants to hear about. That's right. We're going to go ahead and talk about Fallout Shelter. That's right now.
You fuck! I can't even play it. Screw you.
Yes, Fallout Shelter is a great game. It's a great game for your iOS device. Oh.
No, piss off.
Oh,
piss off with
sorry.
that shit.
You can't play it. But no, let's
Since
talk about...
I can't play it, we'll move on to Fallout 4.
Fallout 4. Which neither one of us can play either, but hey, at least you can possibly play it in the future.
There is a metric fuck ton of shit going on with Fallout 4 right now. All the way from a voiced main character,
yes,
which sounds like a female is going to be voiced too, all the way down to weapon customization.
It was very interesting how you pick your character. It's like pre nuclear Fallout. You can either be the husband or wife, and you're sitting there rearranging your face and everything. And you choose your name, and they got, I believe you said, 3,000 names programmed in. So you're actually saying, hey, John, or hey, Devon, let's go do this.
God, they better be able to get my name in there. And I hope it's not Devon.
Devon?
If it's Devon, I'm going to be really upset.
Or maybe Divine, let's do that.
I'm going to be real upset.
And crafting, you're going to be able to craft your, own armor. You're going to be able to make your own little base. You're going to be...
Oh, God. You can actually destroy certain buildings and get the crafting materials from it, make your own base, so on and so forth. For some of you who played those survival horror games that allow you to do that, like Rust is a good example. Being able to customize your own weapon down to the magazine.
And you actually get to see the world, beginning of the game, world pre-Fallout, which
Yes.
I don't think that's ever happened in a Fallout game.
Well, Fallout 3 had the virtual reality, but that was just a small portion of the area.
Which got really creepy towards the end, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, when I started killing everybody.
Yeah.
It's okay, Mommy. Come here. I'll show you love. So, also with that, is it Meatbag? Meatbag's the dog again?
Yeah.
The German Shepherd is coming back. Who else is coming back? I think Three Dog. Is that what the fuck his name is?
Three Dog. Yeah, he's coming. He's going to be there. The DJ from the DC Wastelands.
Mm-hmm. Interactive babies. That was one thing that stood out to me.
I think I've seen that. Interactive babies.
I don't really have
like
too
a mommy
much
simulator.
I don't have too much details on it, but I guess the baby is able to interact with you exactly how it sounds.
Fair play. Yeah, but here's one of the coolest things: a collector's edition version of Fallout 4 comes with your own Pip-Boy.
Yes.
You actually get to stick that on your arm, and there's actually going to be an app where you have your own Pip-Boy.
Yeah, and it's going to interact with your, right now,
but you have to
iOS.
put it up right in front of your face to use it. And it zooms
you have to do the slow
automatically. You see, it'd be cool, like you do that, and it'd be cool if like you put in your GPS where you want to go, and it has a little marker right there, and you can walk towards it, and that would be pretty awesome.
And a little map and everything. Yeah, so it's that Pip-Boy is supposed to be able to interact with iOS and Android. I hope Android at launch.
How's that Fallout Shelter working out for you?
Oh man, it's such a great game. I've been playing it for hours and hours. Little Bobby died.
Look, tell you what. Tuesday at work, I'll let you play it a little bit.
Watch Tuesday. That's when they're going to release it for Android.
Yeah, probably.
So here's a little interesting tidbit about the Fallout guys. Some of the developers. There's a gentleman who decided to ship in, what was it, 1,300, some absurd amount of bottle caps to Bethesda, and they're actually going to honor that and give them the pre-order.
That is so cool.
That is awesome.
I think they said how many pounds. It was like 11 or 12 pounds of bottle caps.
I guess the dude was saving up for 5 or 7 years, however long. Just maybe in the back of his mind, he's like, Fallout 4 is going to come out.
Oh, I think that's exactly what he did. Like, he was just like, it'll be a funny joke. When they announce Fallout 4, I'm going to mail this to Bethesda Studios, and it just has a joke. And the fact that they actually honor it is pretty cool.
It's pretty sweet. But I think Bethesda came out, said they're going to honor his pre-order with that.
But all other copies have to be bought with pre-war money.
Yes, so it's cool that Bethesda is honoring things. That's what's great about Bethesda. They're great developers and they're great people just to do that. I know a lot of people who wouldn't do that. Looking at you, Bungie.
Yeah, it's true.
Some shit. But Fallout
like
4...
Just joking.
Fallout...
do you want to touch on that? The little Bungie thing?
You know what? Let's close out Fallout 4. Fallout 4 is expected to be out November 10th is what they're shooting right now. Prepare for... If you have girlfriends, wives, dogs,
just
cats...
tell them you're not going to be around during Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Exactly. Just prepare for that. Make sure you stock up on a lot of rationing food. Might want to make your own bunker because it's going to be fucking a nuclear fallout.
Yes, exactly. Now, we both play Hearthstone. You mentioned earlier the Elder Scrolls Legends, free to play card game, like you mentioned.
Yeah, and I don't have a whole lot of details on it.
All I see here is it's a free-to-play strategy game coming later this year, announced during the Bethesda's E3 showcase. It will be available for PC and iPad. I'm
interested in this gameplay style that they go. Hearthstone is kind of that generic Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon, Magic type of setting to it. Witcher, I hope they maybe stray away from that generic type of gameplay. Maybe go somewhere like with Gwent from Witcher 3. Maybe somewhere else with it. But I wouldn't be mad if it was a generic one. It still would be fun and have its own interesting dynamic to it. Did they have a release date for that? I don't think they did.
No release date. But actually, unfortunately, gonna have to end it there. Running long on time. You were right. We did not quite make 30 minutes.
No, we probably pushed to like an hour?
Close to 50 minutes.
Okay, well, see, we shot that 45 to 50 minute marker.
Yeah.
Well,
we made that. But quick note from the Bethesda side, they announced that they're going to have a what was it? A
Bethesda Day, where everyone takes off and plays every single Bethesda game known to man.
I'd actually be okay with that.
I would too. I would tell work to piss off. Have a nice day.
Piss off.
I'll see you in 24 hours. Maybe a year.
24 hours. I'll see you there. But no, Dishonored Definitive Edition is going to be coming to Xbox One and PlayStation 4 this fall.
Oh, thank God. I've been meaning to play it. Fuck that. I've got Dishonored on my PC.
I've got it on my Xbox 360, which, it's actually been getting a lot of use recently. I've actually, Alicia's been playing Skyrim, and I actually this morning started up. I never actually finished New Vegas, so started that back up from where I left off.
All right, John. Well, then, to complete on that, we'll go ahead and incorporate it, I guess. Try to. What are you playing? What are you reading? What are you watching?
Okay. What I'm watching right now, I'm actually introducing Alicia to Seinfeld.
Oh, okay.
She's watched some here and there, but she's never actually watched it through. Started Seinfeld. What am I reading? Not reading anything right now. Just IGN stuff or that kind of stuff. What am I playing? Playing, like I said, New Vegas and Hearthstone.
Right on. What am I playing? A lot of League of Legends. I'm about to
basically
pick
just
up
getting drunk every night and playing League.
Yes. So if you see an angry man in your game, sorry. I'm also playing.
Wait. Let's go ahead and touch on what you said the other day. What did your team go the other day?
Oh Jesus, dude! We were playing ARAM, all random, all middle, and we just. I'm still salty about it. We ended up going.
What was your
like
personal?
Mine was like, dude. For all you League players out there, you know you have that one game where it just sucks. I was 3-22. God, I feel bad for saying that.
Okay, I'm sorry for having you go back to that place.
But anyways, so I'm also
playing
Hearthstone, and I'm about to pick up Bloodborne again.
Nice.
Reading Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm. You've been reading that for about 6 months now, you said?
Yeah, I'm on top of that. I've been reading Game of Thrones for about 6 months. I'm about 150 pages into the first book.
Okay, fair enough.
That's about, a page every 2 weeks?
Spoiler alert, they all die.
Yes. And currently watching, my wife got me into Orange is the New Black. That is what I have been watching.
Oh, so when do you get your vagina?
I think season 2.
Okay, good.
I'm still in season 1, so season 2 is when I get my vagina. My honorary.
Yes.
Honorary.
Yes.
So, I'm excited for that.
Nice. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to our E3 edition of Blissfully Unaware. Catch us next week when Bobby should be back, and we will be discussing, I don't know, some random crap that we always talk about. But
Game of Thrones.
But yeah, keep an eye out for future podcasts where we do a spoiler cast on Game of Thrones. But until next time, this is Blissfully Unaware with John and...
No, I'm Devon. You guys have a good one.
Have a good one, guys. We love you. Goodbye.
Kind of.
We'll just stay friends.